Hey yo everybody, Haku here with this week's HaQ&A, where I'm going to be going through and discussing things brought up in your comments and all of that. And of course, I did say that I was going to be shooting for shorter HaQ&As from now on, but this may be a pretty damn long one, because Mahou HaQ Haku just ended, and we had some huge, massive stuff in Tower of God this week, like some of the biggest stuff that we've had in a very long time for Tower of God. So there is a lot going on that I'm going to have to talk about. But first, before I even dive into the comments, I do want to say one thing, and that is that it's going to take me until at least this weekend, maybe until early next week, to finish my Top Manmusu video. So since I can't do that as soon, I've already finished recording my Top Mahou Shoujo Isekai Kaku character video, so I'm probably going to post that earlier than I had expected to. I was going to post that Sunday and the Manmusu video tomorrow, but I think I might post the Mahou Shoujo Isekai Kaku video tomorrow and post the Manmusu video either Sunday or sometime early next week, depending on how soon I can finish it. But it's a pretty intensive video when it comes to stuff I have to do, and I have no clue how I'm going to have the top anime waifu video done by January 7th, because I have also got a lot to do for that one. There is so much I need to do right now. But yeah, that's just where I am. I thought I'd update you guys on that. So if you saw the Mahou Shoujo video earlier than usual, or the Manmusu video a bit late, that's why. So let's get into reading these, because I know this is just going to be a long video. Spencer Landry said, I honestly can't wait until the other Slayers are introduced for Tower of God, and yes, I could not agree more, just because we've already seen Karaka looks freaking awesome, we know Baam looks awesome, there are bound to be so many cool designs. Immort, Baylord Yama, Grace Merche Luzlek, I believe, are the three we know of right now, other than Karaka, and Baam's a candidate, and I guess Joaquin is technically a candidate since he isn't white anymore. So yeah, all of them, I cannot wait. There's going to be some good designs in there. Andrea Zapita said, that moment YouTube starts stack tsundere with you. YouTube just wants you for itself, so evil. I'm happy to know about certain videos and that you'll read Watamote, or the Watamote manga, since it's really entertaining. I think I've been commenting too much lately. Sorry, that's what happens when I don't have anything to do, so I'll try to keep it down a little. I just got information that the light novel readers of Magical Girl Raising Project will probably have their heads explode or something. I'm not sure. It probably means either they'll change the end or they'll give us something that is from the light novel sooner than expected. That means I honestly don't know what'll happen at the end of the anime. Okay, that's what you got. No, I'm scared. Either way, thanks for the video. And no, thanks for the comment. Like, do not, any of you out there, do not ever worry about commenting too much. There is no such thing as too much for this. I enjoy talking with all of you. Especially, I try to remember what each of you says week to week and everything, to really try to keep up with you guys just on a personal basis. And that's kind of why I do the HaQ&A too, to make things more personal. So I do really enjoy talking with you all, so do not ever worry about commenting too much. Abled Cat said, do you do all of your videos in one take? Not in the past, I didn't. In the past, I used to do all my reviews. I would try to record from the top of my head, and I'd have notes in case I did forget something, but I would only look at them off camera, and then I would just do a jump cut or whatever. And I used to do a similar thing with the HaQ&A, where I would say and answer a comment, and then between comments I would just do a jump cut or whatever. But I just said screw it. To me, it feels more honest this way since I've started doing it this way, and it makes it a lot quicker to do the videos with a lot less editing. I do have to edit out some long pauses or the beginning and ends when I'm getting stuff set up to record. But yeah, for the most part, for some videos like top 10s and top however many's, I do more editing for sure, and for some reviews here and there. But I usually try to do everything in one take now, and the reason I started doing it is because when I started going back to college full time, I realized that I was doing like 8 to 16 hours of YouTube work a day working on videos, plus at least full-time schoolwork, so like 4 to 8 hours a day for school, and I just didn't have time for editing every video that much. So the HaQ&As, the live reactions obviously, and most of my reviews now I usually do in one take. Discussions and top 10s I usually try to add more pictures and stuff like that too. So they typically have a bit more editing, and I usually don't do them completely in one take. But yeah, videos that take more editing that I haven't been able to do lately, now that school is on break, I should have a lot more time to do a lot more of them. Cycle 113 said, "Hey mate, I'd recommend either Yojo Senki, Showa Genroku, or Onihei for seasonal stuff. Don't worry about getting to every comment. When you gain more subscribers, you'll find it's impossible to respond to everything. Just pick and choose interesting comments that inspire discussion. Also, I'll keep requesting you do Gintama read-throughs until it happens." I did check out Showa Genroku and Onihei, but I don't really think I'm that interested. Yojo Senki, I'm still going back and forth, I don't know, so I'm probably going to at least try to start reviewing that week to week, and just because it looks like it might be good, and I'm definitely doing Little Witch Academia because it looks amazing. And yeah, there's some weeks when I get like 100-ish comments, so it, like, doing only a couple comments per week is difficult, and I'm trying to narrow it down to things we haven't already discussed in other videos, and trying to narrow out a little bit of the more repeaty stuff to try to make the video more of a reasonable size. But the thing is, I keep ending up here with like so many good things that I actually need to discuss, because it's all different topics and all about different series that I cover, that it really is difficult to narrow it down. And also, when it comes to Gintama, it'll certainly be on my list to both read and to watch, but it's a pretty long series to get into. I think that's really the thing that's keeping me from getting into it the most a bit. Anime Watcher said, "Tomoko from Watamote is attractive in the realistic aspect, probably because I'm pretty close to how she looks, except for the difference in gender and hair color. I'm kind of indifferent to Kuroko from Railgun, though. She's annoying, but I had a feeling if I had a little sister, she'd be exactly like Kuroko. The only part I like about her is that she provides comedy through her one-sided crush on Makoto. And for me, the anime, like I brought it up in my, I think my favorite anime, or every anime I watch video as well. Anime fandom has words for all these different archetypes of girl character, like tsundere, nadeshiko, yandere, all of that, but we don't really have a word for like the girls that are like, and I've seen it a bit in just very rarely in a few series, girls that are written to be stereotypically ugly but still supposed to be cute in the anime sense. And like Tomoko is in that. She is very, very hot in that underutilized, purposefully written to be ugly, but still kicks into fetishes kind of hot. So I think that's sort of the area she's in, and we don't really have a word for that. But like they say, like she, like I don't know. She's like, I don't know. There's no real word for it. It's like the specifically trying to make the character ugly but still making them cute because they're an anime girl type of thing. It's really something that we don't have words to describe. And I still think that she works as one of the sexiest anime waifus in my opinion. I think Tomoko Kuroki certainly works it. And as for Kuroko, I think that Kuroko is sexy and she is devoted to the worship of One-sama, so I couldn't want anything more out of a character. Spencer Landry said, "Again, I'm not sure if you read any other webcomics, but may I recommend both Noblesse, which has a slow start and picks up, and it's awesome, and God of High School, which is near non-stop action that gains momentum. I might check them both out, but I mentioned once before that I did try to read Noblesse before. It was a long time ago, but I didn't really like it. And I did watch and review the Noblesse anime OVA a while ago. And they said they agree that that Noblesse has a very slow start, but it does pick up. So I'd recommend a second try, and I'm definitely willing to try it again, but only if I have time, and who knows when I'll ever have time, you know what I mean? Let me get a sip of water. My throat's killing me today, guys. Anime Watcher said, at this point, about Boku no Hero Academia, at this point fans started calling Deku the absolute madman because you would think the way he would endanger his body to fight, even he wouldn't be able to fight anymore because of how banged up and bruised his body is. I agree that despite Todoroki's issues with his fathers, he should at least be respectful to classmates and fight at his full strength. And yeah, I agree. Not fighting at your full strength, just disrespectful. So bitch move, Todoroki. Latroy's View said, oh, this is really good about the Walking Dead comics. I really like this. He said, kind of spoilers while my hand's up. I think since the hilltop's destroyed, now Maggie has to leave and also leave Glenn's buried body. And that means that now she'll be able to move on and start a new relationship with Dante. I hadn't thought of that, but like the place that she was clinging to and all her old relationships she was clinging to, that being burned away and her going off, that may allow her to now have a relationship with Dante. I think that would be really, really cool if that went, like, I think that's a really, really cool idea. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, we're back. Now, Angela C., I am not going to have time to read all of this up here, but basically, and I'm going to discuss it a lot though, but to summarize what they said, they were talking about the order in which I should read Mahou Shoujo Isekai Haku and everything, and also to open the character page while I'm reading to help me remember which character is which, and they also left links to everything, which is very, very helpful. Thank you so much. But in addition, for reading, they said it would be good if I did a live stream, so that way that people in the comment section could help me if I get stuck on something, or or like they don't know if I want to do it as a video or a stream or anything like that, or where I want to start or what kind of videos I want to do. And yeah, thank you once again for helping me with all of that. But I don't know what to do about that either, because I didn't really think about doing a live reaction for that sort of thing since it's a novel and I don't really know how that would work out. And also with live streaming, there's just so much that can go wrong with the quality and everything, and I'm very new to this. I'm not super good at the technical stuff yet. So I do want to try a stream in the future, just maybe not this, maybe not now. And I definitely want to start I want to reread the first arc in the light novel, the one that the anime was based on that I never read. I want to start from the very beginning and read that before I get into the new stuff. And I know I wanted to do at least discussions. I kind of wanted to do reviews as well, maybe, but I'm not sure how a live reaction, like a live reading of the novel, would work. I mean, I guess it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm not sure how a live reaction would really work, but you seemed interested in seeing me read some of the plot twists in the future, and I think a lot of other people would be interested in the same, so I might do it somehow, but I decided that you guys can help me out, comment what you want me to do, but what I'm thinking is I think I'll settle to, like, I'll read the first arc, the one the anime is based on, off camera, just on my own time whenever, so I can gauge whether or not a little bit better I think I could do it as a reaction video. And once I've read that, I'll bring it up to you guys and try to think through, would it really work as a reaction? Would it work if I streamed it? I'll just see where it goes from there. But either way, I do want to do the discussions, predictions, and maybe reviews as well. And maybe the way I'll do it is I'll read the first chapter or something of an arc, and then I'll do my prediction video, and then read the rest of it. That way I get a little bit of an introduction to make the predictions based on. And if I do reaction videos, maybe I'll just do them one chapter at a time or something. Again, I'm not totally sure how it all works. Anime Lover 22 full said, the rabbit foot taking effect isn't the mind reading, it's the fact that Ripple made it through alive. And yeah, I got that, but thank you for bringing it up. Noir30891 said, you're gonna love Jokers a lot when Snow White returns as a main character. It's the 4th arc. And I mean, the anime didn't even adapt her role in killing a certain character right. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm not sure how I'll do videos for the novels yet, but like I said in the comment that I'm definitely going to discuss it here to ask what you guys think about it, because that'll definitely affect how I decide to do it. And And yeah, I believe that's it. Andrea Zapita also said about the anime ending, sorry. The Hell Train has finally stopped. It was an honor to watch this anime together. I'll miss it, though the Hell Train is still moving in the light novel. Snow White's power is to read people's mind when they're in distress. Ripple training Snow White to be stronger was very interesting. I kind of like that it was more of an open ending, since you can just watch this and you'll feel that it's completely done, but at the same time feel like you want to know what happened with them and with the Land of Magic. So I hope you read the light novels and enjoy them as much as I did. I saw someone already gave you the link, so I won't give the links. Thanks for the videos. Thanks for watching. Thank you all for watching. You, Andrew Savita, and everyone, because it really, really has been great having everybody that joined the channel with Mahou Shoujo MSIK Haku really active with it and really loving it. And it's just been really awesome for the channel. So thank you guys so much. It was an experience that not getting into any other series has really given me. I mean, I know the channel has a huge Tower of God following. That's probably my biggest active following week to week. But it was crazy to start something and then just have all these people come in as soon as I started it to watch along with me. It was really cool, and I haven't had that for any of the other anime that I've watched, really. I've mentioned that before. So in the future, yeah, I do plan on doing the light novels, but like I've said, I don't know how to do it yet. I brought it up to you guys. What do you guys think I should do? They also said, I'd love to see a video of you getting scared because of the door opening. And if you guys don't know, I threw it as a blooper sort of thing at the end of my review of the last episode of Mahou Shoujo MSIK Haku, where my door opened in the middle of me talking and I just got jump scared by it or whatever. But that's happened a bunch. And I've also got a bunch of videos where when I was in editing, I saw the little floaty white orbs that I think we've even brought up before. So I save all the raw video footage with that shit on it, so that maybe one day, sometime in the future, I can just edit it all together in a video of me just getting jump scared by my door opening or just weird stuff happening. Because there's been some weird stuff, very odd. That's about it. A hate comment that, oh man, I don't want to roast this poor guy. But Rashad Palima said, you talk too much, stupid, not even showing picture. I'm sorry, I'll be sure to change the channel so it's all pictures, no talking at all. I think that'll definitely work a lot better for the videos. Then Yudazuya Bear Beppo said, there's a purpose for the introduction at the beginning of every One Piece episode. Since One Piece is a long series, attracting new viewers may be hard. It's there for the purpose of keeping random viewers who view random episodes up to date, or at least familiarized. I honestly don't mind there being a 4-minute One Piece intro that can last up to 4 to 7 minutes. It just means that the episode will be paced better. I personally don't like Rizo's design, but the design itself is self-aware and fits perfectly with the situation. And yeah, I do get the purpose of the intro thing at the beginning. I just think they could fill the time with something much better. I feel like if you're this far in, even if you're a random viewer, you kind of figure that stuff out by watching the show. You don't need a little kindergarten corner at the beginning of every show to tell you the plot of the series and the main characters' names. It seems really lazy, and I just really dislike it. And I think they could definitely do something better with the time. Hell, we have the flashback recap at the beginning of every episode. That should be all people need to keep up. That is okay. The thing where they just name the characters is not okay. That's really dumb. So I definitely do not like that. Also, there are a lot of great One Piece characters with really bad designs, since the story is a lot more important than the actual appearance. But, yeah, right now I don't like Rizo's design, and he's not really a great character either right now. He's just sort of a mad background character with an ugly design. Paul, 1991-ish, said, SIU hitting us with plot twist after plot twist week after week, and yes, this week's chapter of Tower of God, for those of you that are watching this that aren't into Tower of God, read it. You need to. This week was so good, and we learned so much stuff that's going to be important years and years from now to the series. Just so good. Anime Watcher said, it was my mistake to say that last week's was my favorite chapter of the year when the year isn't even over. The rings are playing a larger role than I perceived. The question is, are there any more rings, or is Wangnan and Karaka the only ones who own the rings? And I said in the review that I personally bet that if half the key made 13 weapons, the other half has to make at least 13 rings, logically. So I think 13 and 13, that equal number of rings to weapons, I think that kind of makes sense. And with that, we do kind of have hints that Wangnan and Karaka aren't the only one with rings from the blog post, where he hints that the rings have more than just those two owners. And he also hints that the person that Rachel knows that has one isn't Karaka, because he says Wangnan, Karaka, the person Rachel knows, etc. So it seems as though Karaka isn't the person Rachel knows, and that she actually knows a third person with one of the rings, and hey, there might be 10 more of them. Young Kim said, "You're right, there's a mistranslation. Rachel calls herself an irregular in the Korean version, but they made a mistake. But anyway, what an interesting chapter. Thank you for pointing that out here again." Yeah, it was odd it didn't match up for her to say she was just a regular, and that's good confirmation that there is a mistranslation in this week's chapter of Tower of God for you guys. It is irregular. I even brought it up in the live reaction that I think they meant irregular. It's a regular that Rachel says she is, not a regular. Also, Mew5 just added in as well that the God of Guardians actually said that he's teaching Baam how to use the Shinsu control of the great family heads, not the great families. So, yeah. And he also brought up that there's a weekly raw translation done by a fan on the Tower of God Reddit as a supplement. And from now on, I might read that after the official version, just to, like you said, as a supplement, before I do the reviews, just to check and make sure there aren't any big discrepancies. Cycle 113 said, "I was waiting for this chapter's reaction. I absolutely love the Rachel and Wangnan scene. They would make a fascinating duo, especially with regards to how it would affect Baam. I can't wait for the Floor of Death, and now we know that it's freezing. I like the change in climate from other floors." I agree. I think the dynamic of Rachel and Wangnan, the whole dynamic of that scene this week, was probably my favorite part of the entire chapter. And I think it'd be cool too if the Floor of Death is like a snowy, wintry area. I think that would be cool. They also said, "Did you notice how instead of talking down to Wangnan, Rachel actually sat at his level? It shows maturity and understanding of human psychology that's really interesting." I did notice that, but I just thought it was how... I just kind of thought that's how SIU decided to draw it. I'm not completely sure that he intentionally wanted it to be that deep and psychological for her to get down that close to him. I think it was... Hell, I even saw it as more of her getting up in his personal space and throwing him off a little bit. Mew5 said that, "I think someone else can fill the missing Spearbearer position in Baam's group, since a character is not restricted to one position." And yeah, I brought up in the review everybody with their positions, and it seems like over half our current team are just like fishermen and wave controllers. I think if anything, Albelda's likely serving as our Spearbearer right now, and a couple of you brought up that Kun could perhaps serve as Spearbearer, and I agree that he could. We don't know whether he knows the Kun family spearbearing techniques or not, but it stands to reason that he probably does. So he could, but I feel like we need Kun as our only light bearer right now, because even though he's good at hand-to-hand combat that we've seen before, light bearer stuff is like, he is very, very good at it, and he's very good at leading people around. So I kind of think that we need Kun in that position. Rangel Ebert, or Rangel Ebert, sorry, I don't know which, said, "This chapter was great advancement on the storyline. We got super important information about the tower in general and about Zahard. I'm very excited about it. We know there are 13 weapons, but I wonder how many rings. Also, the fact that it's getting colder as they approach the Floor of Death, I wonder if there's something to do with it, like if it's super cold or something. And it seems Baam will get stronger by getting the other part of the Thorn power. Now it seems we have a clue that at some point we will actually climb to new floors, since we got the information about what's needed to do that. I wonder if the top is close." And yeah, I love what was revealed so much, and it's going to be really, really cool in the future, because I know we're going to have storylines and arcs that are about people trying to collect all the weapons, trying to collect all the rings, trying to climb to the next floor. So, also, like I said before, I figure if half the key was made into 13 weapons, the other half of the key, at least 13 rings. It's pretty logical. And yeah, I hope the Floor of Death, like I said before, has a snowy winter climate. I think that'd be really cool, because we haven't seen something like that since, I believe, the Hand of Arlen. They all wore winter coats and stuff like that. So it'd be cool to see something like that again. East 1860 said, the anime covered all the chapters of the first light novel and some side stories from Volume 4, with 9 novels in total and ongoing. There's a lot of material for new seasons. And yeah, I cannot wait to read it and see if we get any more seasons. I think everything is there. The interest is certainly there from what I have seen with the channel. The interest is there for the series to continue as an anime, and there's definitely the content there as well. Coolfu270 said, I'm hoping to see Kunai Agnes fighting or some combat training, or just anything more than just being a light bearer. Nothing's wrong with him as the light bearer. I just want to see other sides of him. By the way, I wonder, could he be a spear bearer, since the Kun family's famous for spear bearing skills, and most of the family members have appeared in this series using Shinsu spears, except for Kunai Agnes and Blueberry, who we know basically nothing about. And Kun himself was surprised in Season 1 to be chosen to be a light bearer. And yeah, I think, like I said, Kun could potentially fill in there, but I do think we need him as our light bearer. And I do think we'll see his training, but not for long. I think over the next chapter or two, we'll see Kun Andrassi and Baam's training a little bit, as we're also seeing Rachel's team go to the station and meet that new character. Dylan Lay said, what do you think of Baam resurrecting the Guardian, then the Guardian recognizing Baam as king of that floor? I have a lot of ideas and hopes, but I hope it's going to be 2 or 3 years until we find out what happens on the 43rd floor. I don't think we're that far away from it, but we actually could be, like, with the way the story goes. I mean, with the detail put in, I wouldn't mind if we were 2-3 years away and we got another really great arc like the Name Hunt Station. I wouldn't mind. And I think Baam losing the Thorn in order to revive the Guardian would be very, very cool. I love that idea. But I don't really like the idea of making him like king of a floor. It sounds too Sword Art Online, special snowflakey, like middle school power trip fantasy kind of stuff. So I hope they don't do something, because Baam's already pretty special snowflakey. I hope they don't go that far with them and keep it a bit more of the darker side of that, like we have right now. Roshan English said, I'm hyped for the training in the Zahard keys. Same here. I do think, like I said, we'll see the training over the next 2 or 3 chapters while Rachel's team meets the new guy. Moon5 said, awesome review. For me, definitely the best chapter of the year, hands down. So much was given, with so much more to discover. After seeing Albelda, I'm wondering if she'll be able to join Bond's group in the Floor of Death arc. I know back at the beginning of the Name Hunt Station arc, Albelda said she couldn't leave the train, maybe because she's bound to it. But since there's no Guardian in the Floor of Death and no rules or laws, there might be a possibility that she can get out of the train once they get to the Floor of Death. Same with Joaquin. I hope we see Albelda more often down the road. I hope we see, thanks a ton, first off, but I hope we see a lot more of her as well. I love Albelda. And I said a while back when it first happened that it didn't make sense for me for it to be physically impossible for her to leave the train, because Joaquin can, and she should have the same rules as Joaquin, to an extent. So I think maybe the reason she couldn't go to the Name Hunt Station was because that only like the chosen candidates, that translation for regulars, only chosen candidates are allowed. And that was my theory too, for trying to figure out why Beta was in the lighthouse and couldn't be out there, is Beta's not technically a chosen candidate regular. So I figure maybe that's why he's in the lighthouse, because he couldn't be out on the station. Not sure why they haven't let him out yet, but it seems as though Kun plans to. And yeah, I hope Albelda continues on with them a while. I really like the character. Let me get some water really quick. Evil Bwahaha also brought up how maybe Kun could be a spear bearer since he's from the Kun family. And yeah, same here. A bunch of people brought that up. I think that he probably could, but the team needs him as a light bearer. Cycle 113 said, hey, I'm wondering if you're doing a top 10 Tower of God chapters of 2016 video. Now that you say so, I really want to. But if I do, it won't be until at least mid-January to let the year end and to give me enough time to work on the video. Big Will 1919 said, I think the 135th floor exit is the exit for the tower, and Zahard has kept it a secret from everyone. And maybe, but I kind of hope not. I really hope that there are higher floors to climb, because I think it'd be cool to see us go through all this to get to Zahard's level, and then to see Baam's team trying to make it up through uncharted territory. I think it'd be really cool. And maybe if they're trying to climb, Zahard has a team, and he's trying to climb as like rivals to Baam's team, and there are a bunch of other groups like maybe Song, and they're all scrambling to try to climb up the new floors. I think that'd be very cool to see all these big powerful groups trying to fight up through these uncharted territory floors. The man C96 said, I'm waiting to see what the new Baam can do. Same, I think the new Shinsu control will be cool because it could potentially drastically change a lot of the short and long range attacks that he already uses. Coolfu270 said, I think Zahard's power might be related to the blood fusion of the Mad Dogs, like the thing they passed down to Wangnan is what I had brought up with the Zahard power. And it could be. I honestly don't have that big a theory right now, but if I were to make some kind of guess, I would go for the Horcrux guess that I made before kind of thing, where maybe it's almost like a compound interest, I guess would be the word, where maybe when Zahard went into hibernation because he was tired or whatever, he took a bunch of chunks of his power, chunks of his soul maybe even, and put it in a bunch of kids that were about to climb the tower. And once those kids climbed the tower, those regulars climbed the tower, then once they all reached the top, Zahard was going to wake up, pretty much kind of Joaquin's soul devour them, and get his power back, plus how his power hit, the little pieces of it had grown as it climbed the tower, so he would be getting back more power than he put into them. So he would be cultivating his own power by having people climb the tower again. So I think that that is my best guess right now. And then lastly for this week, Des Elzy said, I want to hear more about the 10 Families past, and the storyline right now is epic with the Wangnan plot twist. And yeah, I really want to see that, because the tower has such a cool past that we barely know anything about with the 10 Families, and I want to know all about them climbing the tower, all about the different characters, and even before that, because we have hints that, not before that with Joaquin, but we have hints like the tower's so huge that Joaquin had countries fighting against each other, worshipping him as a god. That is how huge the tower is and how long its history is. And we have hints too from Pedro talking about the ancient observers, like the Purple Dementor, that this was an ancient weapon from before the time of Zahard and the 10 Families. So even before that, there was like weapons and stuff going on in the tower. So there is a lot of cool stuff to learn from even before Zahard and the 10 Families. So I'm very excited to see stuff like that in the future. Especially if I were to specifically say ones I want to learn more about, I'd like to see more about the Lopobia family head and the REA family head, REA Hone. Those are the two I'm most interested in right now. Yeah, I'd say those are the two I'm most interested in. So that's it. I was able to keep this down to just over 30 minutes. Yeah, I hope you guys like the video. And like I said, what you guys think you want me to do for the light novels for Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku, just comment down there. Tell me what you think I should do. As for right now, I'm just going to read the first one on my own time, and then from there see if I think it would make for good videos to do reactions, or if I should just stick to predictions and reviews and whatnot. So that is it for this week's HaQ&A. Comment down there, tell me anything you want to discuss for next week, like if you did like this video, and also comment down there what you thought of everything I said for this week's, I guess. I'm really interested to talk with you guys a bunch more. Subscribe for more of everything I talked about here and more. That's definitely a good thing to throw in here. And I guess as well, just follow on Twitter if you want, and I'll try to keep you updated there as best I can with stuff. I hope you guys are excited for this Monmusu video and the Mahou Shoujo video, because I'm excited to be finishing up both. And is by extension the anime waifu video for the end of the year celebration kind of thing. And that's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.